Hello everyone. Today we are building AI assistant for e-commerce platform that handles customer requests by choosing predefined process that should be used in any given situation. The magic behind it is the routing pattern built with LangGraph. This is the third video in our series called AI Workflows with LangGraph, where we exploring patterns proposed by Anthropic in their blog post called Building Effective Agents. In this video, we are talking about routing, which is essential building block for any AI applications. Before diving into the code, let me show you what we are building today. The starting node is our routing mechanism, which decides which path to take. We can handle order, so give some specific information about the user order. We can provide information about the product. We can handle complaint process, and we've got the handle unknown for the rest query types. So let's say hello. As you can see, it went to handle unknown, and it basically asks us for specific questions or topics it can serve us. So check my order. And as you can see, it went to handle order, and we are seeing that it asks us about the order number. So let's first give something that is wrong. And we should see that it didn't find anything, and yeah, so as you can see, it didn't find anything. So let's provide something that should be found in our database. So this one is the correct one. So yeah, as you can see, it found something, and we see that we got order ID, our customer ID, date of purchase, and so on. So let's ask about the product from the order. So what is prod? Now it should want to handle product. It did. And what is this product? Yeah, it's some wireless headphones. So that's what we are building today. What exactly is routing and why should you care? Routing is really popular pattern, and it's quite easy to implement. At the same time, it's really powerful. It lets you build the specialized processes under one unified interface, where AI decides which path or which process should be used based on user query, some chat history, or additional information from your systems. And what makes it really powerful is that you can scale the number of processes without rewriting the other ones. And at its core, routing is just a function that returns the name of the next node that should be executed. Okay, so let's break down the code and see how it works. First, our state structure, which in this case is really simple. We are storing everything in the messages, which is a really common pattern in multi-agent systems, where we care about the final output rather than some internal processing details. And we are not building multi-agent systems here, but we want to keep output from each node in the messages just to keep the context of conversations for the next iterations with our workflow. And looking at our graph from top to bottom, we start with the router. And as mentioned before, this is a simple function that takes state as an input and outputs the next node's name that should be executed. In our case, we are asking LLM to determine the next step based on the messages. And we are using structure output to make sure that AI will output only the values we really care about, so the names of the next nodes. So we've got 4 options. We can handle order, we can handle product, we can handle complaint, and we can handle unknown. First one, which is handle order, connects to our database and retrieve information about the order. Handle product does really similar things, so it searches the product database and returns the relevant information. The handle complaint processes the customer complaints, and the handle unknown, it handles the requests that don't fit other categories. And I should mention that each handler is currently simplified for this tutorial, But in a production grade system, well, those should be more sophisticated processes with some error handling, validations, and multiple steps just to accomplish a task. So let's explore the order query handler. As you can see, we are asking LLM to extract informations about the order ID from the conversations. And if the order ID is not present in the conversation, we are asking user to provide it. If the order ID is present, but the data is not found in the database, then we are telling user that, well, you provided the wrong order ID, provide the correct. But if we found something, we ask LLM to answer the questions from the user, and we provide the conversation and also the information from the database. And let's check the where we defined everything and combine all the knowledge together. So we define our workflow as follows. We add all the handlers, but we do not provide our router as the node, because the router is the function that lets us build the conditional edges here. So we use our router in this place where we define that if between the starting node and the handle error, handle product, handle complaint, and handle unknown, we want to put a router that we decide which path to take for each query, and we do it as follows. So we've got our router defined here, and then we combine each handler with the end node just to make sure that everything will finish. And we turn the workflow and we compile it. I hope this tutorial helps you build better AI systems. If you find this useful, hit the subscribe button and check the other videos on the profile. Also, if you've got some questions, drop them in the comments. And until the next time, happy coding. Cheers.